you told me a fantastic story about a friend of yours who you said he was who he was despite his circumstances. And you talked about something called Patrick's Rule. Let's finish the first half of our discussion with this wonderful notion.
Well, it's a great rule. So my friend Patrick, he actually recently passed away. And he was my debating partner about all the alignment quotient stuff since, I don't know, 2002, something like that, more than 20 years. And about 15 years ago, he got really sick. And he was in his, early to mid 40s, and he started having heart problems. And Patrick loved life. He's just that type. He's a great person in that sense. And his heart problems meant he started out with, having to have a quintuple. They went in for 4 bypasses and they had 5. I forget if that's quintuple. Then his artery started clogging up, so he had to have multiple surgeries. His wife left him, like his dog died. I mean, like all this stuff happened. And it was like, it's really like a country music song. It's like the worst country music song you could ever have, right? And he's like, okay, this is what it is. And I want to tell you he got better, but he never did. Over the next 15 years, it got worse and worse and worse. And he went from, let's say, being able to ride a bike, 20 miles to being happy he could make it to the bathroom and get back. And then he'd have to sleep for 4 hours because of that. I mean, it was really downhill the whole time. And he'd always stayed true to who he was, always. And he would say, and that's what Patrick's rule is, staying true to who you are, or having integrity with who you are, despite your situation and circumstances, and being with what's so. So there is what's so, and it's just being with that. So he told me a story about his situation. He said, look, people expect me to be sad with my life, but he said, this is a life. And when I was a kid, I was like, look, Mom, I can ride my bike. Look, Mom, I'm doing good in math. Look, Mom, I'm able to like kick a ball or catch a ball. Is like everything was about getting better or getting more skill set. And now he's like, now it's the other part of life. So it's, look, I can't drive anymore. Look, I can't walk to the car anymore. It's going down. And he said, look, this is as much a part of life as any other part of life. And I can suffer it, but why? He's like, this is what is so in my life. There's the things I can change, and there's the things I can't change. And being with what's so, it's taking that burden, that burden that I'm creating off of me so I can be who I am. And it was always very telling with Patrick because we talk like all the time. And I'd call him up and I'd be like, yeah, Patrick, I'm dealing with this and I'm dealing with that. Because I'm running a number of different businesses and things. And he'd like, I'd finish. And he'd be like, man, I don't want your life. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? And he's like, no. I'm happy with my life. I don't want your problems. And it always made me laugh. And he was just that type of person as well. And so Patrick's rule is there about that, is be with what's so. You are where you are. You have what you have. There's certain things you can change. Go for it. There's certain things you can't change. Okay. So that's your life story. That's part of what makes you a unique human being in this world. So embrace it.